Today we have the pleasure of talking about children with a couple of very passionate advocates for children in our community. Joining us is Lydia Mahan, the Resource Coordinator from Northeast Family Institute based in Brattleboro. And along with her is Tracy Miller, who is also the office manager for that company. In fact, I'll let you describe what Northeast Family Institute does, Lydia, because I think that it makes the most sense to hear it from someone who's advocating for children on a daily basis.
Sure. Northeastern Family Institute is a nonprofit. We have been in Brattleboro for about 20 years. And essentially what we do is we work with children and teens who are in therapeutic foster care. And by therapeutic, the children that we work with generally are the survivors of some very severe abuse, neglect, trauma, and so they have some clinical or mental health issues. So we try very hard to make a good match with foster parents who can help with some specific issues that these kids are struggling with.
So, what kinds of numbers do you serve and what ages?
We work with children generally between the ages of 8 and 18. There's a little bit of variation there, but about 75% of the children that we work with are teenagers. We don't work with babies or toddlers. And in terms of numbers, it's a revolving door. The numbers are always changing. I think at the most children we have ever worked with has been around 35.
So these sound like they're the most in need cases.
Challenging.
Challenging.
Yeah. These are kids who really are struggling with some significant hurt and trauma in their lives.
Just remembering what it was like to be a kid. I mean, it was that a long time ago.
You're still a kid.
Ah, thank you, my friend. There were some times when all of us were children that were very challenging. How much more challenging is it when they're the victims of horrific acts or a broken home, etc.?
Significantly different, because they have discovered that oftentimes a lot of the trauma begins before the child's even born. So in utero, if there's been a lot of domestic violence, if the mother is dealing with a tremendous amount of stress or substance abuse, that all is passed on to the fetus, and that's when the brain is actually starting to develop. Bruce Perry is a wonderful pioneer in this work, and he said the first question that he always asks the mother is, tell me what the pregnancy was like, because that's when this all starts. And so these kids have brains that have literally developed in a very different way than your brain or my brain, or at least my brain. Not sure about your brain.
Oh, thank you. So given that, what do you look to do once they are within your purview? Are you looking for adults to work with them, and who works with the adults?
Yes, we are always looking for families. We're always looking for folks who may want to generate a little extra income for their families and who are interested in giving back. This is a wonderful thing to help not just specific children, but the community as well. So we are always interested, I'm always interested in talking with folks about being a full-time foster parent or even just occasional overnight weekend respite. And the agency works with these foster parents. There's 16 hours of training that foster parents need to go through, but one of our strengths, one of NFI's strengths is we're pretty creative. We think outside the box a lot. And we work pretty intensely with our foster parents. There's a lot of communication. It is not at all unusual for a case manager to speak with a foster parent a couple of times a day if something is going on at home. But there's lots of check-ins.
That's good because your car gets an owner's manual. Your VCR gets an owner's manual. I don't see an owner's manual handed out with children.
That's right.
That'd
Although,
be nice.
although we do have an NFI manual that we give to foster parents.
Well, that's very helpful.
Yes.
So really, there was a lot of support within this.
There's a lot of support. Our agency, I've worked with a number of different agencies in a number of different capacities, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses, but I really think that NFI is a very responsive agency. You get your phone calls returned, there's a lot of support, our stipend is a little higher, so we really do try as best as we can to support our foster parents because the work they do is difficult and it's essential.
Plus, we have our own training for the foster parents right at the office.
Right, right. We offer the 16 hours in various forums.
So who gets involved with that? I mean, do you bring experts in? Do you do it yourself? How does that work?
Yeah, it varies. I mean, I try to make the trainings interesting. I certainly try to make them relevant to the work that the foster parents are doing. Dr. Neal Sr. Prescribes psychotropic meds for these kids, and so he may come in and do a training on psychotropic meds. Why are these kids on this med as opposed to that med? How do these medications, affect the brain, and so consequently, how will it affect behavior? We have folks from the retreat come in. We've had some wonderful folks come in and do some trainings. We have some folks from NFI North. We also have an office in Burlington, and we'll pull in some of our folks from up there to do some trainings too.
So,
would you like to come and do a training?
I've never been asked that question before.
Maybe with good reason.
Have to think about that. But you work with children from southern Vermont then, and your northern counterpart works in northern Vermont?
Theoretically, yes, but the children that NFI South works with may come from any part of Vermont, but it is only Vermont.
Now, they're referred how?
They are typically referred to us by the state agency, the Department of Children and Families, which used to be known as SRS, or they are referred to us by the Community Mental Health Agency, Healthcare and Rehabilitative Services, HCRS, or DMH. So
it sounds as though you have young people coming your way in a variety of different settings. How do you try to match young people with prospective foster parents?
That's a very good question, a very important question. Our process is fairly rigorous and I hope thorough, so that we have a good understanding of who these folks are, what their home is like, what their triggers are, what their buttons are that may be pushed. For example, if we are working with a foster parent who, say, has their own trauma history around a specific thing, we're probably not going to place a child in that home who has a similar trauma history, so that they might trigger one another. Does that make sense?
It does. So as part of the intake process, you're going to find out what makes the couple or individual tick and try to do an appropriate match.
Right, right. Some of our foster parents are a little more strict, a little more structured, and some kids may need that, and other kids may need a more loose environment, can handle a little more autonomy. So we take a look at those things as well.
Now, do you look for individuals or couples, or how does that work?
Both. Individuals, you can be gay, you can be single, you can be married for 30 years, never had your own children. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is a real interest in wanting to help change the life of a damaged child.
Yep.
And certainly one of the things that adults in trauma, fail to get sometimes because they're in the middle of that trauma, is it's not the fault of the child. And any trauma the child is going through, sometimes gets exacerbated by that.
That's right. That's right. One thing you do need as a foster parent is a tremendous amount of empathy and an ability to step back and not focus as much on the behavior, but what may be triggering the behavior.
That's good to know, because sometimes children can exhibit a wide variety of behaviors, and one of the most important things to do is to react appropriately and not overreact.
Right, right. Yeah, we're definitely interested in working with folks who have a pretty good emotion regulation control of their own and are very non-reactive, because these kids will push your buttons. But, you know, they are still kids. They're just kids, and they want what any other kid wants. They want a family, they want nurturing, they want safety, they want support.
And does this process work? I mean, do you find that young boys and girls who've been through this system, the therapeutic foster care system, come out at the other end and really have themselves together as adults?
Does it work? I would say that it works more often than not. I think that it's always a matter of 2 feet in, 3 feet out. I think a lot of these young folks are going to have difficult lives, but I think that their time with an organization like NFI can provide them with some very good basic tools that can absolutely be helpful as they navigate their way through life.
Because as much as an adult may need coping skills, a child who's been through all kinds of garbage needs to develop them. They don't have anything to base them on.
Right, right, right.
So, wow, you're looking for somebody who almost is going to take on the toughest job they'll ever love.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that.
Well, you can use that.
Okay, thank you.
So how was all this funded, Lydia?
Well, we are a nonprofit, and one of the things that we're doing to help with this funding is we're having our first annual Pitchin for Families Beanbag tournament on Saturday, June 15th. It's going to be at the West River Park. Folks, if you haven't been to the West River Park, they did a beautiful job renovating that area. It's just great. And we're going to have a tent. We're going to have beanbag boards. And we're following the official American Beanbag Organization rules.
There's an official American Beanbag Organization?
There is.
Oh,
there is. This was news to me. But there is. And folks can pre-register. We would prefer that they pre-register, or they can just show up. Food is going to be provided to the beanbag participants by Top of the Hill Grill. We were so excited to have John Julian work with us. We have, Tracy, I should let you talk a little bit about this. We have lots of prizes. The community, the Brattleboro community, was the typical Brattleboro community in that they were exceedingly generous,
Yes.
and we have lots of things
Yes.
to offer. So, Tracy, do you want to just talk about the prizes that are being awarded?
Sure. We're offering prizes for the top fundraising team, the top scoring team, and then we're also doing the top scoring team.
Top fundraising.
Fundraising team.
Top fundraising individual.
Yes.
And that would be me.
Yes, right now, but we're not going to hold
We're not
her to
done
that.
yet. We're not done yet.
But we have donations from the Latches Hotel for a night's stay plus movie tickets. We have donations from many different restaurants in the area. We've got...
we have a beautiful ring from Renaissance Jewelers.
Oh, yes. And Zephyr. Or is
Yes.
that the same company?
No, that's an art store.
Okay. And then we've got the iPhone package
From Verizon.
Verizon. Yes.
We've got some great prizes.
And we're going to have music from Adam Planet.
Right? Adam Planet is
They're going to
playing
be
there.
live.
and there will be lots of tents. And we should take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. We had some great sponsors. We have Subway on Main Street, the Brattleboro Retreat, Carter's Children's Wear, Holiday Inn Express, and Brattleboro Memorial Hospital.
And of course, the Friends of NFI.
Right, of course, the Friends of NFI, one of our sponsors as well, sure.
This is great. Not only are you using the newest recreation facility in Brattleboro for frankly what it's used for, but you're raising money to help kids, and you're doing it with something that, gosh, so simple, anybody of any age could do it.
It's simple, and it's fun, and it's an outdoor activity. And I'm a big proponent of, especially this time of the year, getting outside and doing something active. And it's a great family event. So we're hoping that we have the continued support of the community and folks come out and play with us.
And it is going to be rain or shine.
Yes, rain or shine.
All right, run down the rules for me. What are the rules for Beanbag?
I don't know. What are the rules, Tracy?
Well, I vaguely know the rules.
She's actually played this game.
Well, I've played, but not tournament-style rules. You have your two boards, and they have to be 27 feet apart, and you need to stand at your end and throw the beanbag into the hole at the other end. And then you accumulate points depending on where your beanbag falls. So it's kind of like horseshoes, but you're throwing it into a hole.
But it doesn't hurt as much when you get hit with one.
No, the beanbags are much softer than the horseshoes.
Depending on where they're aimed.
Yeah, that's true. But even a horseshoe around the ankle could be relatively painful.
I wonder how far away you have to stand in horseshoes.
40 feet.
Is it really?
Yes.
40 feet. Okay, well this is 27 feet, and I thought that was difficult.
When you're playing with horseshoes, they're heavier, so they go farther. The beanbags are not very heavy, so you really need to put a little oomph into your
heft
toss.
into your throw.
So yeah, it really is a case of flinging the bling.
There you go.
And certainly anybody that has done any kind of sport, marbles or anything, or even tossed a piece of waste paper into your recycling bin. No, you don't throw those away. They go into recycling bins these days.
That's right.
You can practice that way.
Yes, they can.
So how does someone get a team together or get somebody together to be able to do this?
Well, you go back to the radio station and you say, Ian, you and I are going to be a team for the NFI Beanbag Tournament, and you can get online and find out how to register as a team. It is $25 per person, and all of this money goes to programming and camp programs for the kids. None of it goes towards our meager salaries.
Well, you want to make sure that kids have everything they need to be able to be successful, and those who are working in their best interest also have what they need to be successful.
Right.
And there's even a website you can get on?
There's a website that you can get on?
Yep.
What is the website?
You can register online. It's www.firstgiving.com/23937, and that will bring you directly to the Northeastern Family Institute website.
Or you can call us, call Tracy, call me, Lydia, at NFI 254-2558, and one of us will be happy to get information to you.
Yep. We'll help you set up the online registration if you need help.
Gosh, it sounds like you're starting a new trend here. Brattleboro is known for doing almost anything. We run, we walk,
I know.
We do this and that.
And now we're pitching.
Nobody's done a beanbag tournament
Now
yet.
we're pitching for families.
That's a great idea. You're pitching for families.
I hope so. It's been a lot of fun. Tracy's been great. I'm so grateful to have Tracy and Hillary, our receptionist, have been fabulous to work with. But we've had a great time putting all this together. It has been a lot of fun.
So do you go out in the parking lot and practice the whole beanbag thing after work?
No, we're going to practice here though.
Oh, good. I want to see that, because it's important to know that when you're throwing, you're throwing all in for a good cause.
Right.
And now, Are you left-handed or right-handed throwers?
I'm right-handed.
I'm right-handed. Are you left-handed?
Of course. You see, a left-handed thrower gives it a certain spin that makes it more valuable on a team.
Okay, well, Tim, we're going to have to definitely get you up and watch you heft a couple of these bean bags.
It's very important because when you throw, you want to make sure you get the bean bag in the hole.
That's right.
And
that's the object.
Yeah, and of course, points will count if you get close, but you want to score highly.
Yes.
So you're able to tell the people who made the pledge for you that, look, I'm fairly good at this. I've learned how to do this in the last 5 minutes, so I think I have an excellent shot at being able to be on the winning team.
Yeah, and win some great prizes.
Oh, definitely. And of course, the best prize is knowing that you're helping a child improve their lot in life, where at this point in life they may think all adults stink, and sometimes they're not that far off, but somebody's there to help them.
We absolutely make a difference in the lives of these children. We do. We've had so many kids come back to us over the years, and I personally have been a foster parent for 16 or 17 years. Kids come back and visit and let us know that it really did make a difference to have people in their lives, because it's not just their foster parents, it's the whole NFI family. We become their support system and their family, and they definitely remember that.
So again, the dates are June 15th for the Pitchin for Families Beanbag Tournament.
At the West River Park, and it's from 12 to 4, and there will be food provided for beanbag participants by Top of the Hill Grill and music by Adam Planet, and we have literally, Tracy totaled this up, we have about $700 in gifts, and we also have some giveaways. Verizon was very generous, and they've given us coupons which we're handing out to everyone who comes.
So, you know, people can actually log onto the computer while they're watching this program on BCTV. So let's count on their manual dexterity.
Okay.
What's that website again?
Okay, the website is www.firstgiving.com/23937. And if you cannot participate, you can make a donation online. That would be a great thing to do.
And if you would like to consider helping a child in need, how can they do that?
They can call me to find out more about being a foster parent, which could mean being a full-time foster parent, or again, just doing occasional overnight weekend respite. It's a great way to help kids out.
And really, bottom line is it's all about the kids.
It is all about the kids. It is all about the kids.
Well, good luck with this all, Lydia.
Thanks, Tim.
And certainly, Tracy, nice meeting you as well.
You too.
Wow. Sounds like it's going to be a fun day.
I think it will be.
Lydia Mayen and Tracy Miller are both with Northeastern Family Institute, based in Brattleboro. Again, that magic date, June 15th, for the first annual Pitchin for Families Beanbag Tournament. Look, help a child, spend an afternoon, and get out and do something. The kids will thank you. This is Tim Johnson. Thanks for watching.